Have you ever watched a bat dart across the night sky and wondered how such a strange creature came to fly so gracefully? Bats are the only mammals capable of true powered flight, yet their ancestors were once small, ground-dwelling animals that had never taken to the air. The story of how bats evolved flight is one of the most fascinating mysteries in evolution, combining paleontology, anatomy, genetics, and a bit of scientific detective work. Today, we're diving deep into the ancient origins of bats, the animals that likely came before them, and the evolutionary steps that eventually gave rise to the remarkable wings. To understand bat ancestors, we have to travel back more than 60 million years to the early Cenozoic era, not long after the dinosaurs disappeared. The world at this time looked very different from today. Dense forests covered much of the planet, insects thrived, and mammals were beginning to diversify into many new ecological roles. Small tree-dwelling mammals were particularly common. These creatures climbed branches, hunted insects, and glided between trees to escape predators. Scientists believe bats evolved from animals similar to these arboreal insectivores, mammals that lived in trees and fed on insects. Although we don't have fossils of the exact bat ancestor, researchers have identified several mammals that may resemble what early bat relatives looked like. Many of these creatures had long fingers, flexible shoulders, and lightweight bodies, features that could later support the evolution of wings. One of the biggest challenges in understanding bat evolution is the fossil record. Early bats appear suddenly in the fossil record about 52 million years ago during the Eocene epoch. By that time, they already had fully developed wings capable of powered flight. This sudden appearance puzzled scientists for decades. If bats already had wings when they first appear as fossils, what did their earlier ancestors look like? The answer may lie in animals that were not true bats, but had traits suggesting they could glide. Similar evolutionary paths are seen in other animals today. Between trees, it would gain a huge survival advantage. Over many generations, natural selection may have favored individuals with slightly longer fingers and stretches of skin between their limbs. These features would allow them to glide farther and control their descent more effectively. Gradually, the membrane of skin, called the patagium, could expand. The fingers might lengthen even more, providing a framework to support the gliding membrane. Eventually, muscles controlling the shoulders and chest could strengthen enough to allow flapping movements. At that point, gliding might transition into true powered flight. The oldest known bat fossils come from around 52 million years ago and were discovered in places like Wyoming in the United States and parts of Europe. One of the most famous early bats is Onychonycoceras. This ancient species had wings but also possessed several primitive features. For example, it had claws on all 5 fingers, suggesting it still climbed trees frequently. Interestingly, evidence suggests it may not have had echolocation, the ability modern bats use to navigate in darkness. Another early bat is Icaronicteris, which lived around the same time. Unlike Onychonycteris, this species appears to have had echolocation abilities similar to modern bats. These fossils reveal an important clue. Flight may have evolved before echolocation. Bat wings are incredibly unique among flying animals. Unlike birds, whose wings are made of feathers attached to shortened fingers, bats have wings formed by a thin membrane stretched across extremely elongated finger bones. A bat's wing contains several key parts: the arm bones, similar to a human arm, elongated fingers that support the wing membrane, the patagium, the skin membrane used for flight, the tail membrane, which helps with steering and catching prey. This design allows bats to have remarkable control in the air. They can hover, turn sharply, and even fly upside down into roosting positions. The flexibility of their wing membranes also makes them highly efficient flyers. Many early bats also evolved echolocation, an incredible biological sonar system. By emitting high-frequency sounds and listening to the returning echoes, bats can detect insects, obstacles, and even tiny objects in complete darkness. This ability allowed bats to dominate nighttime insect hunting. Because birds mostly occupy daytime skies, bats faced relatively little competition at night. This opened the door for rapid evolutionary diversification. Today, there are more than 1,400 bat species, making them the second largest group of mammals after rodents. Some species became expert insect hunters, others began feeding on fruit, nectar, fish, or even small animals. One of the most famous specialized bats is the vampire bat, which feeds on blood. But most bats are harmless and play crucial ecological roles. Fruit-eating bats help disperse seeds and regenerate forests. Nectar-feeding bats pollinate plants, including species important for agriculture. Insect-eating bats consume massive numbers of pests every night. Without bats, ecosystems around the world would look very different. Studies suggest bats belong to a group of mammals called Loraciotheria, which includes animals like whales, horses, and carnivores. However, bats are unique within this group because of their ability to fly. Researchers identified several genes related to wing development, metabolism, and echolocation that appear to have evolved rapidly. For example, bats have genetic adaptations that allow them to handle the intense energy demands of flight, something few mammals could manage. The story of bat evolution is far from complete. Scientists continue to search for fossils that might reveal the transitional stages between gliding mammals and the first true bats. Every new fossil discovery has the potential to reshape our understanding of how flight evolved in mammals. Studying bats also has practical importance. Their flight mechanics inspire engineers designing drones and aircraft. Their echolocation helps scientists develop better sonar systems. One question still remains: exactly what did the very first bat ancestor look like? Did it glide similar to flying squirrels, or did flight evolve in a completely different way? The next time you see a bat flickering through the twilight sky, remember that you're watching the result of an evolutionary experiment that began more than 50 million years ago. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.